The Ice Bears pick it back up. That's number 13, Carter Elford with it. He'll hang out. Let some subs get on the ice. Here comes number 9, Zach Sicardi. We've seen a lot out of him in the first 2 games for Missouri State. That one just passes by the net. Scott getting a little worried there. Here comes another shot. That one goes a little high. Ricochets off of a player's pad. Back behind the net now. Missouri State looking very aggressive in the first 1.5 minutes so far. Sicardi now pushes it back. Free puck for everybody. Still, though, the puck remains on this side of the ice. That one goes way up in the air. Might get a call here. We'll see. I'm going to let this one play out.
I'm impressed by Missouri State's puck control so far early in this one. Huskers haven't been able to really get anything defensively, haven't been able to get the puck out of the zone, and Missouri State has been relentless offensively so far.
And as you see there, we get our first whistle of the game exactly 2 minutes in. We're at the 18-minute mark. We're going to have a face-off back here in Ice Bear territory. Like you were saying, Brady, this is a great opportunity for the Cornhuskers to finally stay aggressive. I know it's very early on, but Missouri State, they've taken control so far here in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, an offensive zone face-off's exactly what they needed. They were getting no offense early.
The Ice Bears now, they win that face-off. Now they're just going to dump the puck, let it fly, but this one is stopped here by number 42 for the Cornhuskers, Cager Lucas, excuse me. Missouri State still staying on top of things. We've got another call.
It's like it's going to be on Missouri State. When they touched up, the whistle came.
That's going to be number 26 for Missouri State, Tyler Culleton. He's got 2 goals. Both were scored on September 20th, back when the Ice Bears played the Kansas Jayhawks.
First time he's been in the box all season. No penalty minutes for Culleton. He had 31 last season.
He's also got an assist, so 3 points total so far this season through 2 games. That might be a big loss. This is a great time for the Huskers to take advantage of things here. In the next 2 minutes, they got to get as many shots off as possible. Brady.
Yeah, Nebraska didn't have a great offense early, but now we get to see their power play, maybe pick up some momentum here.
Power play for the Scarlet and Cream, trying to get something going. Quevedo there on the left side of the net. Maybe a shot there. No, he's going to pass it back off. Puck gets broken up by the Ice Bears. The Huskers still looking for something. They try to go out the middle. They're going to kick it back out to Quevedo. Now they're just going to go around the boards. Still trying to penetrate the middle of the ice here. Folks, that's number 30, Bar Bialik, in net for Missouri State, picking up his first minutes of the season here. And the Ice Bears defense looking really solid here.
Yeah, great sticks by Missouri State, not letting passes get through the middle. Now they've got possession here shorthanded.
That one dumped away by the Ice Bears. They're going to get some guys back on the ice, freshen up. We're about a minute into this power play here, and Missouri State has executed things beautifully.
Yeah, only 1 shot on goal there for the Huskers. And a turnover there again.
We'll see Hunter finally there for Missouri State, kick it back out. A Husker immediately comes on the ice, trying to stay aggressive. That puck gets away from him. Great Bo Shanahan, he's gonna have some minutes on him, as there are a couple defenders here for the Cornhuskers out, either a healthy scratch or they're on the bench with an injury.
Down to 30 seconds on the power play now.
Mapes kicks it back. Missouri State still, they're just dumping the puck into the Husker zone. That one could have been something there. Ends up going back to the boards. 15 seconds remain on this power play. We're almost 5 minutes into the game. Missouri State looking very aggressive. The Huskers trying to get something going here.
Last push for the Huskers. It's going to be melted away there. Missouri State, great defense.
Well, they had a chance, not going to capitalize on it. How about this one, though? Talk about capitalization. Not able to turn that one into a goal, but a great shot nonetheless by number 88, Adam Sprock for Missouri State. Yeah,
Sprock got in all alone. Looked like we had a chance there after coming off shorthanded. Finally get back to full strength. Now Nebraska trying to get back on it.
Joseph Studeman behind the net for the Huskers gets things going. Now they're fighting for it on the boards. It comes free, though. The Ice Bears staying on top of things yet again. Now they've got a little bit of a breakaway. 3-on-2 action. Huskers quick to get back on defense. That shot swatted away by Scott. 15 minutes left in the period, but boy, feels like there's a whole time left for this Husker defense.
Yeah, we haven't seen the goalies control a lot of these pucks. We've seen a lot of rebounds so far. I'd like to see Scott maybe swallow a couple up, and another turnover for the Huskers there.
Missouri State, now the puck gets dumped again behind Scott's net. Here's 26 for the Huskers, Jawan Kim. Again, another deflection. How about a shot? Not able to get something there. Again, that's Will Casso for Missouri State, number 37. He's going to stay out here, try to get a shot maybe. The Huskers pick back up possession. This one comes free again, another turnover.
Numbers again.
That one could have been something. Puck stays down on the ice though. Missouri State was looking to get things up in the air there, maybe over Scott's shoulder. Zachary Forrestal with the puck now. It's one deep, wide right of the net though. Christian Clover, you see him for the Huskers, number 11. Staying aggressive. Puck just missed there by a couple Husker defenders.
A lot of defensive zone turnovers so far from Nebraska, passing it in front of their own net at times. They just have not been in control of the puck.
Missouri State still with the puck. Ricocheted off the boards, now at the blue line in Husker territory. Cager Lucas passes back left. Steven Adamski swats it away. Missouri State picks it up now. They're going to dump the puck, get a couple subs in here, refresh, and they're just not stopping this wall of defense against the Cornhuskers to then try to get some opportunities for their offense up front.
Yeah, they might not need the Zamboni in the Missouri State half of the ice. There's been no one skating down there all game.
That's a great point, Brady, and this is also a great point. That shot goes wide, way over the net. We're going to get another whistle. This is another great point to bring up. Perfect time as well. Number 91, Zachary Del Sante, the 6', 205-pound junior defenseman for the Cornhuskers, is out with an injury. He's got a concussion. He's had one for quite a while, so he's going to take a break tonight, but you can tell that the Cornhuskers are definitely missing him right now.
They're also without their captain, Caleb Siebel, and coming off the 14-1 loss and not having these key players, you can really tell for the Huskers right now, they haven't been great in any facet.
The Huskers win a face-off there. It's now in Ice Bear territory. So we're seeing glimpses of something, trying to get things started up almost 8 minutes into the period. Haven't had a whole lot of stops here, Brady. Haven't had a whole lot of stops. Missouri State back with possession. They're just almost toying with this Husker defense. I hate to say it, but you know, I feel like that's a great word to use right now. We have not seen a lot of shots on goal there. There's another opportunity. Goes off of Scott's pads, but man, Missouri State looking really hot right now.
Yeah, for Nebraska, it's been a lot of turnovers, and Scott has given up a lot of rebounds. I know it's not entirely his fault, a ton of defense, but he hasn't been able to cover up any of these pucks.
Puck behind Scott now. Missouri State, skates backwards. That one not going to go anywhere though. Refs might have to come here and break it up. No, they're just talking a little. So 0-0, 0-0 with 12 minutes and 1 second left in the first period. And it's been all Missouri State. They're just waiting to crack the ice here and be the first ones to score tonight. However, the Huskers, you know, you could see them come out, maybe shock the Ice Bears and put one in the back of the net behind Bar Bialik.
Yeah, the only reason Nebraska's still got it at 0-0 is Liam Scott in net. They said he has a 59 save game in 60 minutes in game one of the season, and he's been good for them so far, giving up a lot of rebounds, but he's also kept them out of the net, and that's all you need to do.
I mean, dude, you need a little water break for a 59 save game off of 60 shots. I mean, I would be going out to my goalie after that game. Anything he needs, man, snacks, water, whatever. That's insane. 59 saves in one game. That's almost a save a minute at that point. And, you know, it's times like these where it's especially rough in the first period where shots are just piling on.
And reading that stat, you almost wouldn't believe it until watching this one. And there's been almost 59 shot pace. So far, Missouri State's had it in the Husker zone the whole time, and they are peppering shots on Scott early.
See another face-off here. Now we're seeing a couple more stops in play. Colton Reedman has the puck for Missouri State. That one picked up there, though, by the Huskers. Now it's going back the other way. Beister, number 81, not able to attain possession. Missouri State picking up something here. Looks like they're just going to dump it away. Bo Shanahan come off the ice now. We'll get a sub in for him on the Huskers. How about on the other side of the ice? Missouri State playing great defense.
Just no puck control from Nebraska so far.
Might be something here. The Ice Bears trying to swat at it. They get it away, but there's somebody to stop them. That's Mapes, 46, in the Scarlet and Cream. Fighting for it on the backboard. That one comes across mid-ice. Cager Lucas there, the left winger. Fighting for it again. Things slowing down. Mapes tries to take it, but we might have a breakaway in sight. That's number 92, Jamison McGrath. Not able to get a shot off, though. Scott taking a deep breath after that one.
Yeah, Scott did a good job there coming out of his own net to beat McGrath to the puck. Kept one off the board there, maybe for Missouri State.
Bialik does a great job there. Gets it off to the side. So his Missouri State defensive teammates can now move the puck down to the other side of the ice. This one now past the blue line behind the net.
Halfway through period one, I think the Huskers are lucky to have no goals against so far. Missouri State is flying around right now.
Huskers just trying to keep the puck out of their zone. That's the first things first as far as their to-do list here. I mean, they're trying to get shots, obviously, but in order to do that, they really got to shut down this Missouri State aggression, I would say. That's the best way to phrase it. Brady, what's the thing that sticks out to you the most? We're now, past the halfway point in the first period. I think we're on the same page here, but, I'm just trying to gauge your thoughts here as far as how this game's been going.
Well, I think for the Huskers, it's puck control. There's been a lot of turnovers, especially turnovers in the defensive zone and in front of the net. That's something you cannot let happen. And for Missouri State, they're going to take advantage of one of these chances eventually. It's just a matter of time.
I think something that might also get overlooked here is face-offs. Missouri State has won a majority of them, as they do right here. The Huskers, though, come out of the gates. Here's Adamski. Give it back off. That shot actually hits Adamski there. Doesn't make its way to the net. That was Rothenberger there on the offensive. Was zipping past the other way. Look out for Trevor Alexander, number 22 from Missouri State.
Anytime there's a 50-50 or loose puck, it seems like Missouri State's the first one there every time.
They're hustling to that puck no matter where it is on the ice, but especially on this side of the ice where the Huskers are playing D. That one got close, though. Scott was able to keep his skate in the way of the puck. Quevedo getting in on there. How about Cass? Missouri State, though, still with the puck there. Captain number 9, Zach Zaccardi. He's going to slow things down. But just wait for him to break out here. A pass. They're going to dump it back off to Scott's right side, our left. Looking at it from the camera up here. Jawan Kim's got to play D here. They get a shot off. Scott covers it up. Great job by the goaltender for the Huskers.
Another thing I'd like to compliment the Bears for, their entries into the zone have been really good. The Huskers just almost seem a tick slower, and that's a testament to Missouri State. They're flying around. These kids are fast, and they're winning every 50-50.
Yeah, and the Huskers knew heading into tonight's game that they were going to be short a couple on defense just because of those scratches as far as injuries go. So they knew this was going to happen, but hey, look at the scoreboard. They've been doing their job fine so far as Scott swats one away off of his pad. The Ice Bears with another face-off win. How about this, though? Not able to get a shot off. The Huskers going the other way. That's Christian Clover. Sends it off. Blowed whistle here. A face-off back off in this end. So, Brady, that was, a glimpse of something, a bright spot perhaps for the Cornhuskers. The Ice Bears won the face-off, but then they played great defense. They stuck out in mid-ice. They got one out of the way, and now we're back on the other side of the ice where we haven't been a lot so far with roughly 8 minutes to go in the first.
I think, again, it looked like Nebraska had a chance to have a breakaway there, and it was Missouri State on the back check. They just have so much more speed. They got back quickly, and Nebraska just had to throw it on net. Oh.
Got a whistle here.
Looked like it was icing, but I thought maybe Missouri State had a chance to win the race to that puck.
Yeah, I thought for a second we were going to see maybe a shot on goal against Scott, but no, we're heading back down the other way. Now Bialik has got to put that helmet back on and get going. He's the goaltender for the Bears, Missouri State's side.
Nebraska hasn't got much time in this offensive zone. They got to take advantage, try and have one long possession here. Maybe the difference is Nebraska's just tired. They've been playing defense the whole time, and Missouri State can get the changes whenever they want on offense.
I would not be surprised by that. Looking at a couple of the games the Huskers have already played, such as the one against the Dordt defenders, that game ended 14-1. There were a whole lot of stops in play besides the 15 total goals that were scored. We had a ton of penalties, a ton of icing. So far, I'm seeing a bit of a change in pace as far as tonight's game goes. Excuse me. This one back behind Bialik. Bears getting into it. We also see a couple advantages as far as size goes. Missouri State, that 6'2", 205-pound defender, Zachary Del Sante. The Huskers could definitely use him right now. As I previously mentioned, though, he is out on a concussion.
No shots for Nebraska, but that was one of their longest offensive possessions of the game. They need to try and gain some momentum from that.
You see a breakaway here, broken up by the Husker back line. A great job there.
Great defense by Boyd there.
But now it's still coming back the other way. A shot perhaps. Yes, they get one off. Scott gets in the way there, and the Huskers are looking to get it out of their own zone. Big hit there by Boyd. He was the one that just broke up that breakaway. But now I believe we might have a penalty on our hands. They're opening the door here. So this could be a really big opportunity for Missouri State. We've already seen them be aggressive. We've already seen them play, very well together. They're glued up front on offense. But now with a man down for the Huskers, this is a great, opportunity and point in the game for them to just knock one in past Scott Brady.
I would like to add that official that made that call was the farthest away from the play, but nevertheless, the Huskers will be shorthanded. We saw the Husker power play. Now we're going to see their penalty kill. And Missouri State, they've been flying around 5-on-5. Got to be nervous if you're the Huskers right now. 5-on-4, Missouri State's been good.
We've seen them do a lot of things right. Now, got to be able, if they want to score here, they got to be able to just get a couple shots off as much as they can. But hey, Scott's doing a great job. Covers that one up right away. Just forcing face-off. That's all the Huskers can ask for. I mean, obviously they want to turn things the other way. They want to get this puck on the other side of the ice, in the other zone. But for right now, they'll take those. They'll take Scott just covering things up. So face-off in the exact same place just seconds after the previous one we just had.
Another one by the Bears.
John Mapes breaks it up. Zachary Forstel will have to skate back for Missouri State. No subs made on the ice. We're going to keep the same 9 guys. Remember, 5-on-4 due to that penalty. That one, a big hit.
Looks like an injury as well.
Yeah, slow to get up. Looks to be a leg or foot injury of some sort. I believe that's number 22, Shane Rothenberger for the Huskers. So now a 5-on-3. What was a 5-on-4 due to the penalty then turns into a 5-on-3 with a potential injury with Rothenberger there on the other side of the ice. So a goal scored by Missouri State. Not much you can do there as the Huskers. You're down 2 men. I guess all you can say, shrug your shoulders a little and just move on from that one. That was not a great sequence of events there for the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, great job by Missouri State. I mean, Nebraska, we saw it. They were already reeling in 5-on-5, and there we had it to a point where it was 5-on-3. The fourth Husker was crawling, and Missouri State, they took advantage. We've been waiting for them to take advantage all game. Still no even strength goals, but they get it done on the power play.
This face-off won by Missouri State. We're back to full force by both teams, and even matchup 5-on-5. Charlie Hegger gets it down. That's McGrath there, number 92. On the left side of your screen. We'll see Beister. That one broken up. Falls to his feet. I believe that's Cass for the Huskers. Beister has to duck as that puck ricochets off the boards back to Missouri State territory.
Husker fans wanted a trip there, but it was another turnover in the defensive zone for Nebraska. Got to be better at controlling that puck.
The Bears setting something up here. This is Eddie Bossler, number 48. Cass gets it behind Scott's net for the Huskers. Merchant just takes that one like a champ. Hits him right in the leg, and then bounces up to the net. So we'll get a whistle blown, and then we'll have a face-off right here on the Pepsi logo.
Good job for Nebraska at even strength, bouncing back from the goal that they just gave up. Doing a good job of, trying to keep it out of the zone this time. I think for the Huskers, it's a game of puck control right now, and I've said it so many times, but it's that simple. They just keep turning the puck over, and it turns into chance after chance for these Bears.
Face off, tricky here. Stays in the mid half of the ice. That one gets lost away. A shot by number 98, Tyler Jardine for the Ice Bears, but it misses wide right. Scott takes a deep breath, but he's still going to have to stay locked in here as Missouri State retains possession after that missed shot on goal.
Yeah, Jardine, the freshman, looking for his first goal of his career, and he had a wide open look there, just couldn't beat Scott.
How about it, number 90? Josh Lazari gets in for the Huskers. Gets it back around the net. Missouri State, though, fighting for it on the backboard. Lazari in front of the net for the Huskers. Picks it up, almost puts it in, goes across mid-ice, way past the net. Bialik clears it. Now we're back on the...
Yeah, that was a grade A scoring chance for the Huskers there. Maybe the first scoring chance they've had all game, just couldn't put it in off of the Missouri State mistake.
Lazari dumps it behind the net. We'll get back on D, though, as the Ice Bears swarm over the puck. We've got 3 Missouri State players right by it. That's a great pass across the ice. Carter Elford now breaks inside, trying to go backhand, goes for the forehand. And it's going to be a goal, that moves them to 2-0 so far here with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Brady, what stuck out about that play?
What a goal by Elford. I mean, he took it in all by himself, skated through 2 defenders, and then put it in 5-hole, it looked like, on Scott. Elford doing that one all on his own. No one touched the puck once they entered, and I was going to say it was such a great entry by Elford, and then he just continued to take the puck down on that left wing, past 2 defenders, right through Scott's legs, and it's already 2-0 Bearcats.
It was looking like, Ashton Genty there, something like a running back just breaking through that back line that the Huskers set up. I mean, he broke right through it. I thought he was going to go backhand there, but no, he readjusted his hips, moved his feet around, eventually, put it in. Scott was a little too late there on his left side, right side, looking at it from up here. So 2-0. They say this is the scariest score to have in hockey, and the Huskers have got to put one on the board if they want to stay competitive here.
Here they come.
Studeman gets in on the action, as well as number 67, Henry Soponski. But again, time and time again, the Ice Bears, they break up whatever the Huskers have going on, especially when it's in Missouri State's zone. See, that's Carter Elford, number 13, man who just scored, back out there on the ice, trying to get his second of the game, potentially. Huskers doing a great job right here. On the boards, eventually it comes loose. There's Hunter finally, gets it back around the boards. Scott is going to hold it out. His teammate, number 18, Grayson Boyd, pick it up. The Ice Bears back now with the puck, fighting for it on the backboard. Comes loose, how about a shot? Ooh, that one a little too close for comfort there. Scott, puck zoomed right past his head, goes just over the net. Huskers looking to clear it here.
For Grayson Boyd and the Huskers, they got to be more controlled. Boyd has had back-to-back turnovers in the defensive zone. Got to look for him to make some more controlled passes. Be intentional with where you're passing it. Boyd's just thrown it to parts of the ice, and Missouri State's been winning the 50-50s to those parts.
There's finally pass inside. A little too much power behind that one, though. Missouri State still with the puck. We'll dump it. A couple subs made by the Huskers here. Fighting for it. Falls to his feet. That's number 22, Trevor Alexander. Gets right back up, though. And now we're moving. Ethan Schmelzer, number 20, rips a shot off. It's a powerful one. Pretty accurate, too. Hits Bialik's chest. Covered up great by the goaltender for the Ice Bears.
That was the first time Nebraska's had a confident play so far. Schmelzer chipped that one up to himself and then took it down the ice and fired one into the chest of the Missouri State goalie, and that's what I need to see from the Huskers. They need to be more confident, more of these explosive offensive plays. Take shots, try and get yourself into the zone. It seems they've been timid so far.
Something else I really like about that play is that Schmelzer realized he had, potential opportunities on the left side of the ice where he could have passed it, maybe get an assist, but now he just ripped it. You might as well. You're down 2-0. You're coming down to roughly a minute left in the period. You might as well take a shot when you can. The Huskers there now coming out. Christian Clover dumps it Bialik clears it to his right side. The Ice Bears trying to get it out of their zone. Tripped up though, a great job. Jawan Kim gets a shot off. Doesn't reach the net though, some great defense by Missouri State.
Zaccardi laying his body in the way of that one. Maybe took a goal away from the Huskers with a good shot by Kim, and Zaccardi got a knee on it.
Kim had a great setup. Zaccardi gets in the way though. Captain number 9 for the Ice Bears. This one here at mid-ice on the logo. Kim, the man that just had that shot, now clearing things out. That one intercepted by Missouri State. Zooming the other way, it's Jacob Cohen, number 71.
10 seconds now.
Pick it back up. Still looking to see if we'll get a shot. I don't think so. We'll just hang back here by Bialik. 4 seconds remain. We're just kind of hanging out here. You might as well. So that's the end of the first period, folks. If you're just tuning in, we had 2 goals scored by the Ice Bears. The Zamboni will come back out onto the ice. Brady, in the first 10 minutes of the period, it was really very aggressive by Missouri State. We didn't see that first goal until past the halfway point. However, it was pretty clear that the ice would eventually be broken by a couple of their forwards. It was just a matter of time. The Huskers weren't able to respond, but still, we've seen a whole lot of shots on goal against Liam Scott, the tender for the Scarlet and Cream. He's been doing a great job so far, and that play of the game though so far, I mean, in this first period was definitely Carter Elford, number 13 from Missouri State, broke through the Husker defense. We thought he was going to do a little backhand action, but swung his feet around, put in a goal there for Missouri State. So 2-0 coming up. We've got some more action. Brady, what'd you think about that first period? I know there aren't too many takeaways, as it was mostly Missouri State being aggressive the whole time.
Yeah, well, Missouri State just controlled that entire first period. The puck was in the Nebraska zone almost the entire time. The amazing goal by Eifert that we saw, and then obviously it was 5-on-4, but Nebraska had a man down, and Missouri State took advantage of the 5-on-3. Missouri State was winning every 50-50. They were flying around. They were just a step faster than Nebraska. Nebraska was a little bit slow, in my opinion, there in that first period. We'll see how they bounce back. Gonna need better defense, more thoughtful passes. It seemed most of those passes were uncontrolled and just thrown to random parts of the ice, and Missouri State was beating them to those parts of the ice. So Nebraska needs to be a little bit more controlled defensively, which will turn into some offense.
Folks, you're watching Husker Hockey here on their YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. We're trying to see if they can come back, or we're also seeing if Missouri State can hold up their 2-0 lead they picked up in the first period. Ladies and gentlemen, Husker hockey fans, welcome back into the John Breslow Ice Center here on the campus of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. If you're just joining us, the Missouri State Ice Bears have a 2-0 lead over your Cornhuskers. My name is Matt Malloy, your play-by-play announcer, joined here with Brady Alderson. We've got puck drop, for the second period happening right now down on the ice. The Huskers win it. We haven't seen a whole lot of Husker face-off wins tonight, so they'll take anything they can get. A potential shot opportunity comes up short as this puck is coming back all the other way. Liam Scott in net for the red and white. He'll clear it. That one coming right back at him, though, after he moves it off to his right side. Missouri State rips a shot, doesn't go anywhere, gets no airtime, maybe very little. Now the Huskers just focused on clearing this thing.
Yeah, Cohenton had the second most goals on the team last season. He got 2 rips there on that possession.
That one misses wide left. Number 12, Alex Ringhofer. He had a goal in the Ice Bears' first game this season. That one came on September 19th against the Kansas Jayhawks. They split a win and a loss against Kansas, that 2-game period they had. This is their 3rd game of the season. The Huskers already have 3 under their belt. This one comes back the other way. Missouri State, as always, with that great defense we've seen all so far tonight. A shot opportunity hits Liam Scott's right shoulder, bounces away. That was number 5, Hunter Finley there, getting in on it. Quadevo, number 2, for the Huskers. Gets one, but it's just too little too late. They're on the goal line. Now they're fighting for it on the boards.
Maybe the best entry that the Huskers have had all game, but they just had nobody back to help.
Missouri State now with it. About a 1-on-3 there. Doesn't go anywhere. Players flying all over the place. Liam Scott just going to cover this one up. We'll get a nice little break here. First whistle so far. And Brady, I think something I've realized, perhaps it was the 15 total goals that were scored or, the hefty amount of penalty minutes. This one is a much faster paced game than the one against Dorton, which the Huskers played last week.
Yeah, Nebraska's done a good job to limit the damage. There's still been a ton of attack from Missouri State, but they've limited it. They've set them away. A lot of that is testament to Liam Scott. He's been unbelievable in goal. But Nebraska defensively, they've given up a lot of chances, but Missouri State hasn't capitalized.
That one gets away. It doesn't reach the net, though. Great defense. That's number 46, Mapes there for the Huskers. This one comes loose again. Got to get rid of it. Now they're fighting for it on the boards. This is McGrath from Missouri State. Gets it out of there. Comes back on the left side. That one broken away. Time and time again. It looks to be, that's number 16, Charlie Hegger from Missouri State. He was just ripping about 3 shots right there. I believe only one of them got close. The other 2 were swatted away by the Husker defense. We'll see a switch in lines here. Some new faces for the Huskers coming out now. Trying to help their guy, Liam Scott. Puck is back in their zone. That one ripped away right off the face-off win by the Ice Bears.
Wow. Won the face-off, took his own puck, and then shot it. Missouri State has just been able to do whatever they've wanted so far.
Zach Sicardi, the captain of Missouri State, dumps it deep into the Huskers zone. Now this one's still on the boards, and they're just going to keep doing this. Dump the puck, maybe get a couple new faces on the ice and try to get something going in the Husker zone, trying to set up something offensively. We've seen it work a lot. We've seen it exactly work twice, 2 times so far in the first period. Trying to pile on a couple more goals here in the second. This one behind Liam Scott's net. Sicardi just waiting like a wolf out there. He's back all the way near the blue line, just waiting for something to come his way. In the meantime, his teammates fighting for it on the backboard. This one at the goal line. Potential breakaway. That one came off a little too zesty, too much power behind that pass. So we'll see number 48, Eddie Bossler. The Bears' big hit on the boards. You'll love to see that, especially in the second period. The Huskers come away with it now. Missouri State intercepts it. This one just going to keep momentum going the other way, though. Barbialik lets it go. That one just picked out of his hands. Ethan Schmelzer had the puck. We've got an injury on the far side. Some trainers immediately coming out to help him Can't get a number on him. Not sure if you can see that, Brady, but
It might be Adamski. Looks like 21, and it is.
yeah, he was slow to get up, but he got up nonetheless.
Last thing the Husker needed is a guy going down. It's actually not Adamski. That was Joey Beister, I believe. 81 went down with the injury there.
Yeah, the freshman forward is on the third line here. See if somebody has to come in for him. Who we thought it was, Steven Adamski, will take the face-off here.
The Huskers win one.
Slowly piling on these face-off wins. Those are important. They're overlooked, but they are definitely important here. That shot swatted away. Missouri State has it going the other way. Never mind, Cordevo gets in on it. He's got the puck now. On the bottom board, puck comes loose. Back near Scott. They're gonna get things reset here. No new line switches, no subs here. Gonna keep the same 10 guys. Cordevo with the puck, wearing the A for the Huskers. Like we mentioned earlier tonight, the captain, Caleb Seibel, number 7, is out. They're gonna have to rely on their 2 assistants to help them here. An opportunity, rips one, goes wide right, might have hit Scott's pad. Hunter finally there with the shot for Missouri State. It's not gonna go though. The Ice Bears maintain possession. Scott gonna break it up on his left side of the net. The Huskers looking to put their foot on the gas just a little. They gotta get this puck out of their own zone. Another puck dumped away there. That's Zach Zaccardi.
Huskers are on the power play right now, and Missouri State has had it in their zone almost this entire time.
Interesting turn of events here. We've got 40 seconds left on that power play. Zaccardi pulls away with it. We'll see if he can get a shot off. He does. That one hits Scott's pad. Not able to close up on it. It'll go back to the board. Great shot, but an even better save.
Missouri State has had more looks shorthanded than the Huskers have had on the power play. It's been in the Husker zone almost the whole time, and Missouri State's shorthanded.
Scott's telling Beister to stay off of that. They want to kill as much time off of this power play as possible. This one coming back near Scott, though.
Under 10 seconds left in the power play, so that'll probably kill it. And the Huskers with no shots on goal in the power play, and Missouri State had a couple.
This one stolen again, intercepted mid-ice. That one gonna go in. Another goal scored for Missouri State. I believe that was number 44, Isaac Cooper. We'll check to see here. That is his second of the game, folks. He's already got 2, and we're not even halfway through the game, Brady.
Isaac Cooper led Missouri State in goals last season. He scored 26 times, led the team in points as well with 45. He scored 5 game winners. He led in all of those categories, and he's already got 2 goals here through a period and change. Only 6 minutes into this second period, and he's got himself 2 goals.
If the Huskers didn't already have their eyes on number 44, they definitely do now. He's got 2 goals. In fact, he's going to take the face-off here at mid-ice, and he wins it too. Stacking on wins here is Missouri State. 3-0 for the Ice Bears. They get possession again. The Huskers have got to hustle a little bit more if they want to get out of this shutout they have put themselves in so far. It's mainly been this defense, but you can't blame them. Injuries have caught up to them a little bit here. Can't use that as an excuse the entire time, though, Brady. I mean, things are getting interesting. Missouri State's still staying as aggressive as they were in the first period. Talk about aggressiveness. A potential breakaway is broken up as number 22, Trevor Alexander for the Ice Bears, gets tripped up a little.
Missouri State can't believe they didn't get a penalty there. They thought that was a trip for sure, but Huskers maybe catching a break, and they need that definitely. Down 3-0. And for Nebraska in that 14-1 loss, their only goal came in the second period. So of their last 5 periods now, scoreless in 4 of them.
The black and white stripes are going to say that one was a clean hit. No penalty on there. Yeah, Brady, been quite a drought so far. The last player to score for the Huskers is number 10, Marcus Richter. He had that 1 goal against Dort. That 14-1 loss. He is not playing tonight, so somebody has got to step up if they want to end this goal drought for the Scarlet and Cream.
Yeah, this is not the real Huskers. A lot of injuries for this team so far, and you can tell that they just don't look like they have their A game tonight, and they don't have everyone they need.
Coe tries to break that one up. Scott is going to have to stay on top of it. Now back on the board. Coe's still fighting for it. Drops to his knee. Missouri State's got an opportunity, doesn't get in front of the net. The net comes off his post, and now things are getting a little chippy. Most games most games that go like this, Brady, they end up kind of following the same sequence of events. It goes 1-0, 2-0. Things are still very sportsmanlike, but then, I mean, if the goals keep on piling on, you might see things get a little chippy.
There's a difference between high-intensity chippy, you're going back and forth, it's 1-1, it's 2-2, it's a battle, and there's a difference between 3-0 chippy, and this is just frustration from the Huskers. They haven't been able to do anything offensively. They're always in their defensive zone, and you can see the frustration just coming out of these players. And you can't blame them. Playing defense all this time, you're going to get tired, and the frustration comes out, and you get a little chippy.
Some of these guys are, they're getting a lot more ice time than they usually do, just due to a lot of healthy and injury scratches. So whatever it may be, the Huskers falling a little bit back on their heels. Talk about it, though. The puck is back in the Ice Bears zone. Huskers do not have possession, though. Missouri State doing a great job here clearing it.
Not a lot of pressure here from the Huskers. You see Missouri State when Nebraska's got it behind their own net. Missouri State's got a lot of pressure, and for Nebraska, they're just not playing as much pressure.
We're gonna blow the whistle there. Missouri State's bench very upset about it.
It's icing on the Bears, and they thought they won the battle to that puck, and it looked like they did win the battle to that puck, but it'll come back out of the zone.
They're going to come over and talk about it with their head coach, Cody Blevins. He's in his 9th year here. Interesting whistle, but they win the next face-off, so that pass not able to connect, though.
They've got a penalty for the Huskers here, actually. Power play for Missouri State. It's their second of the game.
That one misses left. The Ice Bears still with the puck. Stoppage in play. Well, that penalty kind of creeped up on us. A minute left, though. That one is on Caleb Coe.
I wasn't sure what the roar in the whistle was about, but then I looked up and Huskers only had 4 skaters out there. So second time they've been shorthanded. The first one, things didn't go the Huskers' way. They gave up that power play goal to Missouri State. It was Isaac Cooper's first. Missouri State's been able to do it even strength, ahead, and even shorthanded. They've had some chances. We'll see what they can do on their second power play of the game.
And what I will say about these 3 goals that have been scored so far, the Ice Bears looking to get a 4th right now. That shot doesn't go in. That one that came off of the power play, I wouldn't be so much worried about that one if I'm the Huskers, right? Power plays tend to go that way sometimes. However, I would be worried about those goals that, they almost got out-hustled on some of them, especially these goals Isaac Cooper has scored. He's got 2 of them now, 1 in each period.
He just took another rip there, and it was great puck movement. It's great passes from Missouri State. They've been much more clinical than Nebraska has passing the puck.
Fighting for it on the boards. You'll have to see it, especially in a moment like this. 20 seconds remain on the power play. This one comes back to Cooper. In front of the net, that one gonna go to the right side, not close enough. Still fighting for it. Cooper down low, gets it across, doesn't reach Zaccardi, but it does reach Finley, who gets a shot up. It won't connect, though. And now they're chirping a little bit. That's Liam Scott with number 55, Jacob Horrell of the Ice Bears, exchanging some words after that whistle.
Yeah, Missouri State looked great there in the zone. Their passes were on a string. They were hitting tape to tape on every pass there, able to get it from corner into the middle. Their passes in front of the net were being received. And Nebraska maybe just needs to do a better job of getting sticks in the lane of these passes, but Missouri State is going tape to tape with ease, and it's the exact opposite of what we've seen for Nebraska. Nebraska's passing has been poor, and now it looks like it's a 5-on-3. There was another penalty called, so 2 seconds remain on the first penalty, and we've got another minor on Nebraska.
We've got a party in the penalty box here. That one ends very soon, though. There was only 2 seconds left there for the 2 of them in there. So now we've got a 5-on-4 back as Quideva will come out. Number 2 there for the Huskers, but a lot of penalty minutes stacking up right now. Missouri State, they've only had to send 1 guy in there.
For a team like Nebraska, when you already seem to be outmatched in the game, penalties is going to kill you.
We can keep talking about it, but these injuries, these size disadvantages, I mean, the last thing you want to do is stack up penalty minute, yet another disadvantage on yourself. See another power play. That shot misses wide right. Comes back across mid-ice along the way. The Huskers fighting for it, though, on the boards, near the Ice Bears bench. They'll pick the puck back up. Scott not going to dive for it. The puck just stays right in front of him, goes behind the net. Eventually it's covered up players are diving all over the place. A couple guys just throwing their hands up. Somebody gets shoved in the back. Brady, what's going on?
It's the chippiness that we talked about, and it's the frustration for the Huskers. Already down 3-0. We talked about the things that create frustration. How about back-to-back penalties? How could you not be frustrated if you're the Huskers right now? Already outmatched 5-on-5. You give them a 5-on-3 chance. We're almost going on the 4th straight minute now of being shorthanded. And for the Huskers, they got to do something different. They got to be more clinical with these passes. They got to find something that can bring them some momentum, because right now they just look outmatched.
Yeah, I mean,
long chat from the officials here.
They're talking it up. I don't think any penalty is going to come out of that. Well, we'll see right here, but
another thing that might bring frustration is it's been almost 3 minutes since the Huskers have even cleared the offensive zone. They haven't been able to get out of there into the ice. No changes. These players are getting tired, and you almost expect the chippiness at that point. You expect the frustration. And Nebraska, we're halfway through this second period, down 3-0. They haven't been able to get it out of their own zone in quite some time.
Well, that was almost a perfect storm. Talk about a perfect storm. How about a breakaway on the other side of the net? Broken up by, that's Cooper, number 44 for the Ice Bears. But geez, almost an opportunity for the Huskers coming back the other way. Shots are flying like it's raining. Nobody able to connect there on that sequence, though. Talk about a stressful power play. There's 40 seconds left on this one. He's going to let it rip. That's finally there, number 5. On the other side of the ice, Cooper. Zaccardi, now down low. Shot back to finally. That one doesn't even leave his stick. About the captain. Excuse me, that's not Zaccardi, that's Forstall. Still getting in on the action, though. Cooper just kind of swats away at it. 15 seconds remain on the power play. Cuts inside, lets it rip, gets a shot off, hits the pad of Scott, and then the back wall. A little push and shove there. It's going to end up in the Huskers dumping the puck. That's the first time we've seen them do that this power play, Brady.
Huskers aren't doing a good job of pressuring the puck either defensively. Cooper was able to just walk it into the middle of the ice there, down through the crease. And we've seen that with Elford, too, on his goal. Nebraska, when somebody's got the puck in your crease, you got to hit them. Nebraska has been letting these skaters just go right at their goalie.
Right. You know, a lot of penalties we're seeing, that they're kind of so-so penalties. You know, I'm okay if you got to, really get in the way of a guy because he's got an open shot on you. I think that's a fine penalty to take. But so far, a lot of these minutes that are stacking up are just penalties you did not have to take if you're a Husker defender. See, back on the ice now. The Ice Bears back in their own territory. Have the puck, though. They're going to get it away. Intercepted there by number 5, Caleb Coe for the Huskers. Coming back down. Now Nebraska doing a good job of staying aggressive here on the offensive. Missouri State with an opportunity. They lose the puck. The Huskers pick it back up. It's a free-for-all here near the Pepsi logo at mid-ice. Coe's got it, hands it off to Kim. Kim to mid-ice. Watch out, though. A potential shot for the Ice Bears, not able to connect. They'll keep the puck, though, in Nebraska territory. Cutting inside. On the boards, that's Kim fighting for it. Comes loose. Missouri State gets a shot off again. That's free. On the backside behind the net, coming way back around. You know, Brady, it's almost like Missouri State is treating this like it's a power play. They're staying on the outside. Nebraska really stepping up here, though.
Nebraska hasn't been pressuring the puck. They've been able to do whatever they want. When you're Missouri State, they can settle back with the puck, and they've been able to make the passes they want. There's been no pressure. They haven't had to make quick decisions. They've been able to be methodical, and that's why they're beating Nebraska right now. And for Missouri State as well, it almost seems like when they're on defense, they're more of a threat to score than when Nebraska's on offense. Their back check has been unbelievable. They've just been good in every facet.
They've been doing a lot of things right. I think something that might be overlooked here, though, is penalty minutes. Nebraska stacking up on a lot of them. And even though Missouri State has played a very aggressive game tonight, we've only seen 1 or 2 occasions here where things have gotten chippy and they've had to send one of their own guys into the box.
Good job again there by Sprock. He had a couple of Huskers pressuring him, and he took it himself in and then fired a shot on net.
Yeah, Brady, while we might be talking a lot about how the Huskers need to be more aggressive, they need to be in the offense a little more, it's still 3-0, right? This is not a Dort situation where you're down 10 goals in the second period, and you still feel like you need to get the engine going. The engine is going here. Nebraska is fighting. It's just a matter of, when are they going to step up and maybe potentially get one past Bialik to make this thing 3-1.
That's the credit I'll give the Huskers. They've minimized risk so far. There's been a lot of time in their zone, and yet they've only allowed 3 goals.
A lot of credit to Liam Scott there, still in at that goaltender position. Fighting for it behind his net now. Ice Bears setting up. This line hasn't been too aggressive for him. It's mainly been the one with Cooper on it. The wraparound, a potential Michigan doesn't go their way. Puck comes loose. But still the Huskers not able to get on top of the puck. This will be a fight for it on the boards near mid-ice. Comes back around. The Ice Bears get the puck out of that one.
Another great pass there by Missouri State. Been real good with puck possession.
Elford breaks inside, but the Huskers break it up. It's Christian Clover gonna go in the air. Way back over to his right side of the ice. Fighting for it again now. We'll see what comes out of this one. It's gonna be an Ice Bear puck. Tripped up a little near the logo. They still maintain it. Charlie Hegger there. He's gonna let it rip. Hits the top of the net. We've got another break in the action here, Brady. There's 5 minutes and 19 seconds left in this second period. Nebraska's still showing that they've got a fight in them. I think the back half of this second period could potentially end in going either way. Nebraska, hey, they could put one in the back of the net here, but it could also be Missouri State that comes out, makes it 4 or 5-0. So things could go either way. I would be shocked if something big doesn't happen in the last 5 minutes of the period here.
Yeah, a goal for Nebraska would really change things. It would flip this entire game where you feel like you're right back in it if you can find a way to score, and Nebraska really needs to.
That one scary for Scott. The puck was right in front of his face in the air. Swats it away, gets it back down on the ice. Missouri State, that one gets some airtime as well. Comes back around after that dump. Here we go. From pucks deep to now on a breakaway. A pass across mid-ice doesn't even happen. Not able to get it off. They're going to blow the whistle. What a stop to that breakaway from Nebraska. Still showing they've got a fighting.
Exactly what the Huskers needed there. You get on a breakaway, you don't capitalize on it, but you draw the penalty. And we've seen 2 penalties for the Huskers so far. Not a lot of offense on the power play. The penalty kill from Missouri State has been really good. Let's see if the Huskers can break through. We just talked about what a goal would do for Nebraska. If you can cut this to a 3-1 game going into that third period, you really make yourself feel like you're in this one. 4 minutes left in the period. 2 of it, you're going to be on the power play. You need to try and get something going.
Number 19, Zachary Forstel will head into the penalty box there for the Ice Bears. He's already got 1 assist. He's also wearing the A on his jersey there, so this could be a big loss here for Missouri State, sending one of their best guys into the box. About 4.5 minutes remain in this second period. Nebraska looking to get real aggressive here. They've got 1 minute and 50 seconds to do something with it.
Well, Missouri State, we've seen how important face-offs are. Not something that really is talked about a lot is how important the face-off is. And every time Missouri State wins them, already they're shorthanded again, and they've had more time in the offensive zone than the Huskers have.
They're tilting the scales immediately almost off of every face-off, whether that be in their own zone, deep in Nebraska's, or at mid-ice on these Pepsi logos. How about this, though? A power play shot on goal. They get it off, hits the pad of Bialik. He's going to let that one fly away. Now fighting for it. A break on the boards. Everybody's going for it. Some of them on their knees. Puck not able to come free. Stephen Adamski doing a great job holding on for it. How about this one? Not able to rip it. He waits for it, shoots. That's Cordevo there on the right side for Nebraska. Stephen Adamski to Cordevo. Able to get a shot off. Nothing comes out of that one, though. Still staying aggressive. We've got 60 seconds coming up left on this power play. A couple more shots by Nebraska could potentially end in something good for them.
It's almost like you can see the confidence there from Nebraska. Saw Quevedo there trying to walk it a little bit on his own. I like what I'm seeing from the Nebraska power play right now. Still 1 minute left.
Rothenberger tries to go down the middle of the ice. Gets broken up by Missouri State, so Cordevo will have to come back around now. Christian Clover's waiting for him behind him. He's just going to go pucks deep, though, and dump it behind the net. Missouri State breaking it up. Nebraska holds on to it. That's Adamski. He's going to skate right by Shanahan. Shanahan with the puck.
Down to 30 seconds. Got to get some shots off.
Not going to get anything here. Ethan Schmelzer rips one, hits the defender right in front of him, though. That's Zach Zaccardi. Fighting for it. Zooming across the ice. Nebraska still with the puck.
It's a great defense there by the Huskers and a good entry here.
Blake Merchant enters. Jawan Kim there on the left side. Goes cross court. Nebraska looking to get something here. Kim falls to his feet, gets back up though. A pass back to mid-ice. Nothing there. The power play ends. We're back to full force for Missouri State, which could potentially mean the puck will be going over to the other side of the ice a lot more often here in the final 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the second period.
You didn't score there for the Huskers, but boy, that was their best offensive sequence we've seen. Wonder if that builds some confidence. I guess not.
A breakaway goal immediately following the end of that power play. Number 15, Aiden Burke, hometown from St. Peters, Missouri. Gets it, finds the back of the net behind Liam Scott. That's 4-0. And I said just moments ago, Brady, I would be shocked if nothing happened in the final 5 minutes or so of this period. And we saw some great glimpses of confidence from the Husker offense that we hadn't seen all night. But in the end, it's what we've seen multiple times so far, just Missouri State doing their thing. So a 4-0 game with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the second period. What stood out to you, though, about that breakaway? I think a lot of goals scored by the Ice Bears have mostly been while they've had control in the zone. That one was a lot more fluid, though.
Yeah, Aiden Burke, the 6'5", 225 junior, picking up his first goal of the season. He played 11 games last season as well and didn't score, so his first goal of his career, quite possibly. And Burke, that was just a great entry there. He took it all on his own, and then a really good wrist shot there, beating the goalie.
Good shot, nothing fancy about it, just kind of ripped it as much as he could. Gets past Scott. There's an opportunity. Something might come out of this one. 71, Jacob Cohen from Missouri State, putting the puck behind the net. Again, staying close here. Puck always comes loose, though, and it's usually an Ice Bear with possession after it. Once these fights on the board get done, that one a weak pass. It's going to end up in a turnover. A potential backhand. Yeah, they're going to try and dump it. That's 48, Eddie Bossler there. Tries to get something going for the Ice Bears.
The Huskers have fanned on a lot of these pucks in the defensive zone. Just weak passes, and they've always ended up in turnovers. And I sound like a broken record right now, but it just continues to happen. Nebraska in the defensive zone continues to turn the puck over.
We've got a delayed penalty here. This one's going to be on Henry Sabanski. Just cross-checked his opponent right down to the ice. It was right in front of the ref, too. Hard to miss that one.
Well, what a big swing it was. We were talking about when Nebraska was down 3-0. If they had gotten that power play goal, you make it 3-1. You feel like you're right back in it. Nebraska has a great power play, and then immediately after they get off the power play, in a blink, Burke goes down and picks up a goal, and it's just the swing of what could have been 3-1 is instead 4-0. And now if you're Nebraska, you feel like you're even more out of it, and you put Missouri State on the power play.
A 2-goal margin is nothing to scoff at, Brady. I mean, you know, they call that the scariest score in hockey, 2-0. But we're far past that point. Missouri State is looking to stamp on another goal potentially in the final minute here if they can get a shot on. So like you said, it's looking farther and farther away for the Huskers as time winds down and that score from the Ice Bears seems to keep going up.
Yeah, if you're Missouri State right now, nothing scary about a 4-0 lead and being on the power play.
See Zach Zaccardi, the captain here, off on the right side near the goal line. You might only see one more shot here, so they're being smart and careful about what they choose to do. That one broken up immediately. They try to put it back in. Nothing goes, though. The Huskers doing their job. That's Blake Merchant up front. They're going to say that one is in, though, I believe. No, just stopped. Yeah. I heard some cheers. I thought that one might have went past Scott, but no, that seems to be the Huskers celebrating that one. Still at 4-0. Roughly 20 seconds left. Scott just taking a deep breath. He's had his work cut out for him tonight, Brady.
Minute 14 left in the penalty, only 21 seconds left in the period. So when we begin that third period, Nebraska will be down 4-0 and likely still on the kill.
Zaccardi off of the face-off win from the Ice Bears. Behind the net, though, fighting for it. Behind the boards. Zaccardi picks it back up.
Great keep there.
Ringhofer. Man, that scored earlier this season. Rips a shot, hits the back wall. The Ice Bears still standing in here, though. Things might get a little chippy here. Push and shove, especially near Scott's blue zone. Well, that's it. 40 minutes in with 20 to go. Your score 4-0 from the Ice Bears. We saw them stack on a couple more there in the most previous 20 minutes. Brady, what stood out to you the most from both Missouri and Nebraska in that second period?
Yeah, well, for the Huskers, they had that one good power play. That was the best thing we've seen them do all game through 40 minutes. And for Missouri State, it was a lot of the same. They were taking advantage of Nebraska turnovers. They were firing a lot of shots on net, and they doubled their first period lead. It was 2-0 after 20. After 40, it's 4-0 Missouri State, and it's been a domination so far for the Bears.
Yeah, Nebraska, we saw a couple glimpses of it there, though, especially near the 2.5 mark. They were playing well on offense. They got a couple shots on. That came from a power play. But yeah, Missouri State just stacking up on their lead here. Folks, don't go anywhere. You're watching Husker Hockey on their YouTube channel. The score, 4-0. The Ice Bears with the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, Husker hockey fans, welcome back to the John Breslow Ice Center here on the campus of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. If you're just joining us tonight, the score is 4-0. Cornhuskers went down to the Missouri State Ice Bears 2-0 after the first 20 minutes, and then Missouri State was able to pile on 2 more goals in the previous 20 minutes of play in that second period. My name is Matthew Malloy. I've been your play-by-play announcer for the evening. Joined here with my partner, Brady Alderson. Brady, we've talked a lot about it. Some big takeaways to take from tonight. The boys they're gearing up here for a pretty feisty third period. Not only do the Ice Bears from Missouri State want to obviously keep this shutout going and get the win, but the Huskers are just as much hungry to fight back, compete for a W here. Maybe not a W, but they want to get some goals on that scoreboard, Brady. So, what do the Huskers have to do? What do they need to change from the first 40 minutes of play to then put into these last 20 to try and get at least 1 or 2 goals on that scoreboard?
Well, we're now looking at over 3 straight periods for the Huskers without a goal. Over 60 minutes they haven't scored. And for Nebraska, they just need to be more methodical with their passes. They need to have intent with every pass. They fanned on a lot of passes in the defensive zone. And most of the passes we've seen them not make are the ones that are in the defensive zone. And those turnovers turn into scoring chances every time. They're making passes in front of the net, sloppy passes in front of their own net. Missouri State is capitalized every time there's a 50-50 on one of those sloppy passes. Missouri State is the one there, and they're always getting a shot on the net. Nebraska, we saw better things from them late in that second period. We saw them have a good power play, but it was immediately answered by a Bears goal. So for Nebraska, they just need to be better at passing, try and stay out of their defensive zone, which is something they have not done at all this game or even dating back last game in their 14-1 loss. There hasn't been great defense from the Huskers, and there's almost been no offense when you're playing defense the whole time.
Exactly. I think you hit on some great points, but the question is, how do things like that happen where out of nowhere, Missouri State is able to pile on 2 quick goals? I think a lot of that has to do in the middle of the ice. The Huskers are playing great defense on the boards. They're staying aggressive, getting their skates in there, poking it out with their stick. Face-offs are a different conversation, but when it comes to that middle of the ice, the Huskers have not done a great job of at least getting a body in the way, getting a stick, getting a skate out there, any part of their body, anything, any piece of equipment to try and stop that puck. They need to do a better job at that if they want to fight back here and at least make this game competitive in the third period. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't competitive in the first 2. However, the Ice Bears piling on those 4 goals obviously puts momentum, shifts it in their direction. They're not trying to take their foot off of the gas pedal here. However, the Huskers are going to have to do just that if they want to get things going in the final 20 minutes. Waiting for a puck drop here.
And if you remember, Nebraska will begin the period shorthanded. I believe about a minute left on that penalty. So 5-on-4 to begin the third period is not what you want trailing by 4, but Nebraska will have to do exactly that.
I don't know what happened there. They're discussing, but puck drop took a little late there. Nonetheless, though, we're getting things started here in the third period. This is Isaac Cooper, number 44. He's got 2 goals so far tonight, 1 in each period. He's going to pass it off to the right side. This is definitely the most aggressive line the Ice Bears have. The quickest, the strongest, the most advantageous as far as size goes here over the Huskers. If you're looking to score here from the Ice Bears, it's probably most likely going to come from this line. I say that, but then out of nowhere, the Huskers do a great job. That's number 44 there. Don't have a number on him. We'll see. Maybe I had that wrong, but clears it out. Excuse me, number 42, Cager Lucas. We had some interesting things with the equipment before the game here, folks. I apologize about that. Cager Lucas clears it there. The Ice Bears pick things back up, though. Brady, as far as time of possession goes, we don't even have to get into the specifics of it. Even just clearly watching this game for a couple minutes, you can tell Missouri State is very aggressive at holding on to that puck.
I would assume that Missouri State has more than doubled Nebraska in time of possession. Nebraska hasn't had any time almost in Missouri State's zone. Even on their own power plays, it's been all Missouri State. Good kill, though, for Nebraska to begin this third period.
Cordavo off to the races, not able to catch up to it, though. Finally gets an opportunity there, almost out of nowhere. He slams into the boards after that shot, but it does not hit the back of the net. The puck is still out there. It's a free-for-all. Everybody's fighting for it at mid-ice. Eventually it comes back into the Husker zone. Behind the net, though, at the goal line. It's a fight on the boards. We've seen a lot of these so far. it eventually comes loose, and most of the time it's an Ice Bear holding onto it after these fights.
Saw a great save by Balik on Quevedo there on the other end, and we haven't had to say his name much. There hasn't been a lot of shots for the Huskers, but he's made a great save there.
It's almost, he's working, but this is definitely more of a calmer night than most, I would say, if you're Balik back there in the net for the Ice Bears. Not many shots and even fewer ones on goal. That one hits the head of Cass. Gets back from it, though. Ricochets off the boards there. The Huskers got it going the other way. Gonna let that one play out. Missouri State off the boards on a breakaway. Nobody in front of him except for Scott. Puts it in the back of the net. And Scott just shoves his face. He stuffs it into the ice, into his glove. Not what you want to see if you're a Husker, Brady. Not what you want to see. Scott looking a little down there. That's number 12, Alex Ringhofer. That's his second goal this season. His first one came in the first game, September 29th, when they played the Kansas Jayhawks. So he's going to add another point to his total tally there. Overall, a great play. You can't take anything away from Ringhofer there. A beautiful backhand on the left side. He came in zipping off from the right. And Scott is going to leave tonight thinking about that one, Brady.
Yeah, he played 32 games last season, did Ringhofer. He's played 3 this season, already 2 goals, and a great score there for Missouri State.
See now, the Ice Bears get another opportunity here, keeping it back down on this side of the ice. John Betty in there for the Huskers. But now it's near the net. Scott going to work again. Puck is loose a little bit. They're slow to clear it. That one hits the backboard, comes back around, shifts a little. Schmelzer doesn't see it in time, but he's still there on the offensive. Balik catches it in his glove and dumps it behind his net. Trying to set up something here for the Ice Bears. Pass just behind him. That's Carter Eifert. He's got 2 goals so far. This one now on the board. And again, they're looking to get to mid-ice. That's where we've seen them penetrate a lot on offense.
This is maybe the most aggressive we've seen Missouri State all game, and it's coming in the third period. We've seen a ton of shots so far, great entries, and they've been all over the place.
Huskers are struggling to keep up with them, especially back near Scott in their own zone. Beister fighting for it, falls to his knees, gets back up though. Things are slowing down. The Huskers got the puck. Missouri State quick to swarm in on it.
Nebraska can't even clear it from their own zone. Can't break out on offense. They can't get anything going.
And even when they do, there's always an Ice Bear ready behind the blue line, waiting to pick it back up. And we're going to have a tripping call here. We'll see. Things got chippy down there at the boards. We'll see who exactly they send to the box. This looks to be
Hunter Finley, it looks like.
Yeah, Hunter Finley. He's had a couple shots tonight. Nothing has gone in for him. Still playing well. He's a senior, very experienced player from Fishers, Indiana for the Ice Bears.
He played some Division I hockey at Drury as well.
I believe 3 seasons there total. This is his 4th season of collegiate hockey. Now moving over to Missouri State. Had a pretty well-crafted career at Drury, but decided to come over here to play for the Ice Bears. Stands at 6 foot 190. They're going to have to wait for him to get back into the game, though, losing out on a pretty good defenseman. A 2-minute advantage going to go to the Huskers. We'll see if Christian Clover can maybe get a shot off here. He does. Ricochets off the pad of Balik. Back around the net on the back side. The Ice Bears very quick to clear that one. This one near the net.
That was a grade A chance there for the Huskers. Haven't had many of those, and they can't take advantage.
This one going to go wide, though, back towards Scott. Just killing time. I mean, that's what the Ice Bears want to do right now.
I know it's 5-0, but a goal here for the Huskers seems like it would do so much for momentum, even going into the other games. Talked about the drought is over 60 minutes now. It's been over 3 periods since their last goal, and we're 5 minutes into this period. I mean, we're looking at 65 minutes at least without a goal for the Huskers. and that'll do a lot to your mental. You haven't seen one go in the net in a long time. It's been over a game's worth of duration without seeing one in the net. Nebraska, a power play goal here would do a lot for them moving forward.
You know, I can't remember at exactly which point in the Dordt game that the Huskers were able to score their one and only goal in that game. I believe the score, there was a wide margin, though. I'll say that. It might have been around the 9-10 goal point where there was still a shutout going. But even when Richter was able to score that one for Nebraska, it didn't really feel like, you know, it was that big of a goal. I think, like you said, Brady, one right here would mean a lot to them, though. Coming off of this drought, they're trying to get as many opportunities as possible. Here's Mapes on the board, gets slammed into it. Eventually, the puck comes loose, though. He got it off just in time. That one in front of the net for Lazari. Not able to go, though. Excuse me. High-stress situation. Lazari, puck came a little too late. Also give credit to Byleek there in the net, doing a great job of covering things up, even on the weak side.
The lone goal for the Huskers last game came with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in that second period. So it's been a little under 70 minutes since their last goal.
There's a lot of ice time. We're seeing a couple guys for the Huskers get in here, a couple of their quick ones. Anything here would mean something. Only 13 seconds remain on the power play, though, so maybe a shot here. Lazari's got the puck. It's swatted away. He'll come off the ice, get a sub in for him. Going the other way is the Ice Bears.
Looks like there won't be another chance.
Yeah, that'll end out the power play. We'll see who comes onto the ice here for the Ice Bears. Jeremy Cater had the puck for the Huskers. Now he's back on D. Right in front of him, Missouri State get a shot off. Hits Scott in the pads. That's a very hard hit against the boards.
Someone down for the Bears.
That's number 37, Will Cassell. He had 2 assists, 1 per game in the first 2 games the Ice Bears played, but now that looks rough. He got a shot off. It hits Scott right in the chest, helmet area. This does not look good, though. Yeah, we'll send it back here. Take a little break. Brady, in the meantime, while we're talking about it, I guess while Cassell's getting some help here on the far side, some guys taking a knee for him. What's the biggest takeaway from that Husker power play? I feel like we got to talk about it because we'll see another. We're going to 4-on-4 now, so not so much, you know.
Sabarski in the box for the Huskers.
Yeah. Not the biggest loss. There could be a quicker forward, a bigger forward for him to lose. So gets back up on his feet. But I guess the takeaway of the sequence of events, that just occurred, Huskers not able to capitalize off of that power play. Cassell will leave the ice.